How does that go after a jaunt overseas that you've just had? How do you go getting back into that?
It was good seeing all the boys, but yeah, obviously big trip in America, and then I made sure I kept up on my running so that when I come back I wasn't gassed too quickly. So it was good to see all the boys, good to have a run and kick again, and yeah, still miss America a little bit.
They don't go easy on you on day one, do they?
Nah, I learnt that over my last 4 pre-seasons that they do not. Yeah.
What have they done? What have you done today?
We just had a bit of a jog and warm up, then some kicking, hands work, just some basic skills, and then a bit of conditioning at the end. Just the usual sort of early pre-season setup.
Any different to the last couple of years for you? I mean, last year there was some issues with pre-season. We don't need to get into that, but was this year much different, and is it looking different?
I think so. Yeah, we have a pretty big emphasis on how we're returning this year, and personally, I know that a lot of the boys, just by Snapchats, videos, everything they were putting in the groups, they're all working pretty hard. So I think everyone's pretty motivated to return at a good standard, and yeah, saw it out there today.
Clearly Sloaney and Gibbsy are coming out, getting amongst it with you guys. What's it like to have them on the track this early on?
Yeah, obviously it's just a good bit of leadership out there. They've got the runs on the board, their skills are always up, their voice is always up, and running's top notch. So yeah, it's good just for, especially for me, trying to develop my leadership a bit, and for the younger boys just starting off to see how we do it here at the Crows. It's good.
How important is it to have a couple of the leaders of the club out here, sort of showing, leading the way basically? I
think it's important, but we've also got a lot of fourth years, fifth years, and a lot of the third year blokes coming up that are really starting to take that step leadership wise, with their voice, with their training standards and things like that. So it's important to get them out there, but it's also good for a few of the younger boys to step up and work from there.
Is that what you're trying to put a bit of a focus on now, Tommy, taking that next step and trying to become a bit of a leader in your own right as well?
Yeah, I feel my first year I kind of settled into the AFL sort of system. Second year I felt like Sample, I took a step leadership wise, and then last year obviously it was good to get some games under the belt, and now that's probably the next step to be a leader in that AFL side.
Leadership group, is that something you're aspiring towards then? Is that the kind of next logical step?
Obviously it's something that I'd like to be in, just to be acknowledged as that, but I don't feel it's a necessary thing to be in the leadership group to be able to lead, especially the younger boys. Yeah.
A few new guys out on the track, Stengel and McAdam, the main ones.
Yep.
What can you tell us about what you saw from them and what you've seen so far?
Obviously Shane didn't get up to too much, but yeah, Tice, they've both got some skills. Actually hadn't met them, so I introduced myself to them just before we had a run around, and they're really good blokes, and I'm sure they'll fit in really well.
Did they get introduced to sort of group WhatsApps and everything beforehand, or is this day one of these?
No. As soon as they get moved over, they get included to the WhatsApp. Got included to the young boys Snapchat group, so that was pretty funny. And then yeah, it's just sort of if you're around Adelaide and they're around, just grab a coffee with them. Obviously I was in America, I didn't get a chance to give them a call, but yeah, we've got 7 weeks pre-Christmas to get to know them better, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Do they give a bit? They'd be pretty quiet. You'd be pretty quiet coming into that on the WhatsApp
and
Snapchat.
Yeah, pretty quiet. It was kind of like everyone was like, "Come on, Tice, give us something," and then he just put like a thumbs up in there. So that was his introduction to the group.
Speaking of guys getting back amongst it, the big ones from the senior group, Tex and Brad Crouch, not out there today, but are they going to be ready in 2 weeks for the start of the full club pre-season?
Yeah, I think they will. They're probably training in Adelaide. I know Tex is training back at West Lakes at the moment. I actually caught up with him in New York, and he's doing well. He looks good. He looks fit. He said him and his partner were walking bloody 20k a day in New York, walking around. So I think he's all good to go, and I'm sure come 2 weeks they'll be fit and firing.
Brad as well, have you heard much from him, whether it's in the WhatsApp group, over a coffee, or anything at all? And so, I mean, it'd obviously be great to see him back out on deck after a lost season.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much personally, but yeah, he's an animal, he's a bull in there, and he's awesome to watch train, especially not being in the midfield group, not having to go up next to him in contested drills. So I look forward to seeing him back out there, and yeah, I'm sure he'll be good to go.
Some big changes in the coaching department. Have you had anything to do with the new coaches?
Not really today. We didn't do any line work. We just did more full ground drills, and just as a full team, because obviously we don't have enough out there at the moment. But I'm sure as the meetings build up and that, we'll start to work with the new coaches and all that. So excited though. It should be good. Although I'm a bit sad to lose Benny Hart. He's betrayed us to the forward line. He's left the brotherhood, but yeah, it should be good.
What does he know about being a forward line coach?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just trying to expand his horizons, I think. But
obviously, they're looking forward to working with Marty Matner, who's done such great things with Sturt over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he's got as I said before, with runs on the board, he's got it all. He's got 2 flags. He's he's done it all. So he's got a lot of knowledge, and he's bringing it into a group of coaches that have a lot of knowledge as well. And I'm sure when it all comes together, it's going to work well.
We saw Paul Hunter out there today. Obviously, he was delisted, recently, but it's still a chance of getting back in the club as a rookie.
Yeah, I think so. He's worked seriously hard since he got to the club. He was my draft year, and he's had 3 straight rookie deals. I'm pretty sure 3 straight 1-year contracts, and he's improved more than anyone since I've been here, and he puts in the more work than anyone. So it'd be great for him to get re-rookied and then have another year to show what he can do, because I feel he's just a step away from making it. So,
Tommy, have you got any personal physical goals for the off-season? A lot of people want to put on size or get fitter or trim down. Is there anything that you need to do?
Yeah, my original goal was to put on a bit of size, and then with my collarbone I've lost a bit of weight, just upper body and that, not having to be able to do some upper body strength work. So I'm just trying to keep the fitness up and then just slowly build up some weight so that I can continue to play on some bigger bodies if we have an injury in a game, or if I get caught on a second tall or something. So don't want to lose too much of my speed or jumping, but yeah, I'd like to put on a bit more size.
And you know when Cole Hardigan might be back at full training? He's obviously just still recovering from knee surgery.
No, unsure on him. I've had a bit of a chat to him and kept up with him over the off-season a little bit, but I haven't actually asked him about his injury. That's probably a bit bad on my behalf. I kind of forgot about it. So from what I know, he's been good and he's enjoyed his off-season. So yeah, he's been good.
Hard to know on day one, obviously, but from talking to guys, seeing guys on socials, and just being out here, is there anyone that's impressed you, in leaps and bounds, or you've been surprised by with their fitness and progress?
Yeah, Miles Paholke with his new haircut up there, you can see him. He's got some aerodynamics going on. He's starting to fly around. Paddy Wilson's returning good form. He looked good running out there, and then Wayne Miller, he always returns in good nick, and Riley O'Brien was on the top current today, so he was with the top group, and he was holding good with Sloaney, so that's a big step for him.
Been a lot of talk about Riley O'Brien, kind of, with Sauce getting older, he's still in great nick, but the need for a solid number 2 ruckman. Are you pretty confident Riley O'Brien's the man to take on that role?
Yeah, absolutely. He's shown in the sample in his 2 games that he played 2 years ago, I think it was, that he's willing to step up, and he's good to go. He's a great tap ruckman. He can move around the field, and as I said, with his running today, he can run with the best of them. And then, as we mentioned, Paul Hunter before, he's nipping at his heels as well. He's shown a lot, and he's improved as well. So I think it'll be a good competition, and I'm pretty sure if Sauce goes down, we've got the requirements to be good in the midfield still.